And I'm here today to present to you eco-animation. We came together a few years ago, having followed environmental policy, energy policy, climate change policy. Communication experts, policy experts, TV and broadcast experts, and animators, all a group of people that knew each other quite well, and came up with an idea, partly born out of frustration, that this generation of European children are the most vulnerable next generation in history, and they're the ones really that are going to have to pick up the pieces of our mess. But communicating to this age group is a huge task, particularly on issues like climate change and conservation. You know, they're mammoth issues and very, very difficult for them to understand and to get to identify with. So how best to get the message across to this age group? Through a medium that kids love and enjoy, and in our mind that's cartoon animation. So eco-animation is a fun and exciting new animation project with a real difference, because our plan is to target European children directly through many, many different mediums, and I'll talk about that in a little bit later on. The project is financed by the Life Plus Information and Communication Strand. It's a UK finance project. And the aim is to disseminate information and raise the profile of environmental issues to children. And here I really want to stress that also our point is that we want to enthuse children, we want to motivate children, and by doing that as well, we hope to motivate their families. For the past 12 months, we've been working together on a methodology, on a process, which I'll take you through in a moment, with an end result of a wonderful series of animations with 3 episodes on water conservation. The series is aimed at 5 to 8-year-olds. This is a very, very key target audience when you're talking to children, as this is the age group where children are really beginning to define their ideas. They can take conscious decisions on their own, and it's the age where children really start pester power. Now that's the power to influence their parents and their peers. The episodes that have been financed by the Life Plus programme, and we also have 6 other episodes that I'll touch on in a second, will cover 3 main issues on water, and I'll take you through the episodes in a second, from saving water to water pollution and the role of water in our lives. The budget from the whole project is €541.92. The Commission's contribution is half of that. And in terms of cost effectiveness, which we wanted to show you as well, at current levels, and I'll talk about our dissemination plan in a second, we have secured that the animation will be broadcast in 10 million households. And if you work out the cost effectiveness of this project, that's €2 per child, or €2 per household. So we think it's incredibly cost effective. We hope children are going to drink it up. So in terms of more technical objectives, what we really want to do through our methodology is find out what messages work best with European children on the sustainable use of natural resources, in particular water. Directly reach them through a medium which they enjoy watching and they're captivated by, and indirectly reach their families and their peers. In terms of strategic objectives, we really, really want to overcome some of the more common communication barriers to children on nature conservation and water issues, and climate change in general, because clearly water conservation is a huge part of that, and help change their long-term behavioural patterns and that of their families towards this very important issue. Here's a list of our partners. It's a very, very innovative co-production model, because we're taking a very commercial approach to this in terms of dealing with our target, which is broadcasters, because we want them to broadcast this on television. We have 4 4 main partners, and then hubs. Business Solutions Europa, which is the organisation I represent, and we're doing project management and communication. Griff Films, which is an animation company from Wales in the UK, where I'm from. WWF, that's the European Policy Office, and so they manage the whole hub of WWF offices in Europe, and that includes all of their national experts. And Explora, which is the Children's Museum of Rome, and they're pedagogic experts, and so they coordinate the activities and focus groups of children's museums and schools in 5 countries. We chose 5 countries really scattered across Europe so that we'd get a good understanding of what children across Europe understand about these issues, because clearly water means different things to Italian children than it would do to Polish children, or children in Belgium, for example, and to get a really good understanding of their animation likes and dislikes, so what they like in terms of style. Taking you quickly through the methodology, we quiz the children on the issue, what they understand where the challenges are in terms of communication, and understand what they like about animation. And in parallel, our issue experts brief our animators. They develop a concept, characters, and storylines for the series. That series is tested on children for feedback. We refine the concept, create the characters and the storylines as a final version. Then our issue experts work with script writers to create stories and storylines which run along the lines of the key messages that we've developed through our issue experts. Finalise, and this is where the technical bit starts, we record voices, we dub into local languages. We've started talk with broadcasters, which is an important point because we're offering this series for free to broadcasters. They can publish it, they can broadcast the series in an unlimited format for 2 years for free, which is an important point because TV content is very, very expensive business. What they're getting here is a pedagogically sound series created by issue experts and children for free dissemination. We're also developing teaching material, which means that each episode will be accompanied by a 1-hour lesson plan, which is modular, so it will fit from children from 5 to 8, which teachers or educators in other settings, perhaps not so formal, can use to teach children on these issues as well. Then we test it for a third time with the children just to make sure we've done it properly and get their feedback and to test the teaching material. Then we launch. And then our series, My Friend Boo, will be broadcast across the European Union and further afield. A little bit about My Friend Boo, because I'm going to give you a sneak 1-minute promo in a second. It's a fun series based around our character Boo, which aims to communicate on these key issues in a really fun and wacky and magical way. There are 3 strands: water, energy, and health. The water strand, which I've told you about, has been financed by the LIFE programme. The energy strand has been financed by the CIP Intelligent Energy Programme, and the healthy living strand has been financed by DG Sanko's health programme. So what we've done is we've used 3 European Commission funding strands to create a whole series, which for broadcasters is great as well because they have 9 episodes rather than 3, so it fits much more into their broadcasting schedule. We have 4 main characters. I won't take you through the concept, you'll see it in a second, but you have this in your packs. Ben, Lucy, Jack, and Boo. And these characters were really based around the feedback we had from kids. They like animals, they really associate themselves with small children, they like storytelling, they like magic, they like adventures. And so our animators went away, worked with experts who created the series Bob the Builder and other very, very well-known series that are broadcast on the TV to come up with our 4 main characters, which, by the way, the children love. We've just done our second round of questionnaires, and overwhelmingly they really like the characters and the concept. In our Water Strand episode, there are 3 episodes. Victoria's Wetland, which talks about a poor little vole who's been abandoned by her friends because, I've had a yellow card, because nobody's coming to the riverside anymore. It's only water on water conservation, and the big picture, which tells us about water in the world. Just a final point before I show you the promo. We've just signed a deal with a TV channel in Eastern Europe and in some of the neighbouring and EU candidate countries, which means that the series will be broadcast from September this year in 10 million households. These are the countries with the red star where it's going to be broadcast, and where the yellow star is, that's the countries where we're having really great negotiations at the moment with broadcasters, and it looks very likely the series will be broadcast as well. So we hopefully, in the situation where all these stars are red, will be broadcasting to more than 30 million households in the EU and further afield.
Hello, kids. How can I help you today?
Boo, am I causing pollution by pouring paint down the sink?
Good question.